Welcome to WS Vibes TV. This is your favorite channel for love, life, and relationship talk. Tune in and let's get started. WS Vibes TV. This is your man, Wisdom.
And this is Sharona. We are back, guys, like we said in the last video. And we want to thank that viewer in the last video that made a comment. She was like, I keep coming back to see whether or not y'all have a new video. So here we are.
Oh yeah. So yeah, somebody made a request, right?
Yes. So in the last video, if you go and look at the last video, in the comments section, there was a lady who said that 8 days ago, well, right now it would be 15 days ago. But at the time, 8 days ago, she said that her husband has come to US from Nigeria, and she wanted to know step-by-steps of what we took as far as adjusting the first month of being together and any challenges we overcame. I wouldn't say really like challenges, just what to expect, you know, during your first month and being with your Nigerian husband or your Nigerian fiance. In our case, when Wiz came over, he was my fiance because he had the fiance visa. So for the person who left the comment, most likely she had a spousal visa.
Yeah.
So you want to start?
It could also be a challenge, sort of, in the sense of how it got across, especially the one coming over from, you know, from a neutral, different country to a new, you know, a new place. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe a challenge for the Nigerian person is the Nigerian husband. Yes.
Yeah. But like, for instance, yeah, I feel a little. Yeah, in terms of adjusting, it was a little bit of challenge to me, of course. Yeah. Because I'm in a new place, a new country, a new culture, a new environment with different climate.
Oh, climate.
So yeah, I was adjusting to the climate, adjusting to the culture, the food, and you know, the environment in general, and how things are done here.
Also,
of course, yeah,
adjusting to each other as husband. Well, we were fiance, but husband and wife.
Yeah. Right.
So
yeah, you want me
to? I wrote down some notes here. I normally don't use notes, but because this person asked specifics, I wanted to make sure that, you know. Okay, so you're yawning. This is the second video, Wisdom Wachi, that you yawn.
Okay.
Okay, so I would say, first of all, just to the ones whose husbands or fiancés still over in Nigeria before they get here, to have a meeting with, if you have other people in the home, like in our situation, I had 2 girls. So we had a meeting prior, you know, letting them know, okay, Wiz is coming from Nigeria. We're not used to having a male inside our home. We're used to us 3 females. So what do females normally do? We walk around in our bras and panties and everything like that. So, okay, we're having a male come into the household. So yes, that was taken away from them, not from me, because I still do it. I mean, if Wiz not home, then yeah, you know, my daughter, she'll walk around in her bra and panties or whatever like that. So basically, not only is you and the husband make an adjustment, but if you have anyone else in the household as well, of things that they used to do that they can't do because of a male presence. So that's a big thing.
Yeah. I mean, we have done a video in the past about, I think, three years back or thereabout, about, you know, my adjustments, you know, the first 7 months of me being here in the United States. Yeah. So, but now I'm well over 4 years here, right? So about 4 years, we're going to 5 years, right?
It's 4.5 years. Wiz has been here 4.5 years.
Yeah, I've done a lot of adjustment. So, just for the purpose of this question, this person
Just for the
ask or
first
the
month.
suggestion you asked.
Mm-hmm.
When I got here, of course, like I said earlier, it's a lot different in terms of the climate. In Nigeria, where I came from,
When you got here, it was winter time.
Usually very hot all the time.
Right.
I mean, raining is basically raining season, and then hot weather and stuff like that. We hardly had that cold kind of weather. Maybe, yeah, there used to be something we call hammer time back in the days, and it's close to what you call winter here. But these days we don't even get enough much of that anymore. So it comes very briefly and then disappears. So, well, other than that, Nigerian weather is all hot through, and then rain, hot weather, rain, hot weather. So, but when I got here, it was winter season, and it was very cold. And yeah, when I was coming, I passed through London. I've never traveled to, European country or North American country before. So that was my first time. And when I got to London, oh my God, I wore just normal, like jean top, and then basically just jean trouser, jean top, and that was it. I didn't put on like coat or, sweater, nothing. And then that was where I encountered my first winter cold. I had to sleep over at the airport, but the whole night I didn't sleep because the cold was extremely much. It was too much. At the point I thought I was going to frozen here at the airport. So and then when I eventually got to Atlanta, I felt the same cold all over again. So, and then that's it.
But I had a coat. I had a coat for Wiz.
Yeah, but he had a coat for me.
Yes.
So, coming at winter time and experiencing that harsh cold weather was my first experience, my first challenge, and adjusting to that. And then also when I got here, almost my whole life I lived in the city. I lived in the city of Lagos. First, I schooled in Ogun State, Abeokuta, the capital of Ogun State, and then moved to Lagos, and then continued the city life. I've always, get used to city and community life. But when I got here, she had to go to work, then I'll be at home. And everywhere when I go outside to just look, everywhere would be silent. Nobody, no car walk, no car, nobody. Basically, everybody on their own.
We live in a suburb, so that's why we don't live in a city.
Yeah, so that was strange. So that made me miss Nigeria. I missed Nigeria a lot. Let me say, at that point, like 60% of me was in Nigeria, and 40% of me was here. And then the food, when I got here, after she picked me from the airport, we went straight to a restaurant to eat, and then I requested for rice. And I was given rice, white rice with no stew.
It wasn't an African restaurant, that's why.
And then I was like, what is this? They say, yeah, that is how it's done. That is how it's done. There is nothing like stew. I said, what? So I ate it anyway, but yeah, so that was also another thing that I knew I was gonna have to confront. Yeah, so because in Africa, in Nigeria, where I come from, when we cook white rice, there had to be stew, tomato, a sauce that you use in eating the rice. So, yeah, so I didn't see that, and And also, let me use this opportunity to say that if your man is coming from other country, in terms of food, it will be good you that is here to meet that person halfway. Don't just, throw the person into that new kind of food just like that. Like
what, American food?
Yeah, just like it will be even more difficult. So, like, there is a way if you have to look for African place and get the person food and ahead of time. Yeah, that would be good. Yeah, at least let the adjustment be. It's not like sudden and to be hard. I know it was a little bit hard for me. So, but after a while, we started searching for African restaurant. We found one at one time.
A few days later, we went to Jonesboro, Georgia, to a African restaurant.
Right.
And also, there's one in Atlanta called Booker 2.
Right.
That's a really good one. There's a lot of celebrities and a lot of Nigerians, African people go to Booker 2.
Yeah. So I started going to, not frequent, but once in a while I go there to get some African food that are close. I mean, basically they are all the kind of food I ate when I was in Nigeria. So yeah, and then after a while, we also looked for
an international
market where they sell some of the things we use in Africa, in Nigeria. So I saw, we happened to see one at downtown Atlanta, opposite where the restaurant is, the Booker 2 restaurant is. Happy Market, right? Is it Happy Market?
It's called Happy Market.
Freedom Market.
In Atlanta.
Yeah. So yeah, that was where we started. We got there, and then later on we discovered other market here in Moro and other places again. So,
yeah, like we have an African market like literally 5 minutes from our house.
Yeah.
Like I spoke that into existence. I did. I remember in last year, the lady, she's from Togo. She's from a West African country. Her and her husband own an African shop, and so Wiz gets a lot of his African food from there.
Yeah. So basically I started shopping, and then I cook a lot of this food, like cook rice. She eats my rice, and then the beans. She also eats the beans.
My husband can cook his ass off. He loves cooking, and I love it.
Yeah. So I just my stepdaughter eats with me. Eat a lot of other food that I cook.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's she
eats all the African foods and stuff. I'm very picky on what I eat. I've always been like that since I was a child, and I haven't changed at all.
Yeah. So my stepdaughter is very open to
she's very
trying
open.
varieties of food. Yeah. So and I kind of like that. So yeah. So those are where the challenges that I faced in that. And then issue of come to personality difference, of course, that is also an issue. Of course, once in a while we do have little clashes or differences here and there, and then but we resolve it. We understand that that is expected.
In your first month that is expected. So
especially you are raised in a different background. I was raised in a different background, different cultures and different environments. So there's vast difference in terms of our bringing. So those are little challenge, but with maturity and patience and understanding, you can easily work through that. I mean, as a person, I don't like when things are thrown around. So when I got here, I saw a little bit of that. So, and I used to get, babe, I don't like this. Don't put in here. So, but over time, in love, so we make sure that that also,
So Wiz basically, like, he doesn't like things thrown around. He like everything organized in place. The first month he was here, I remember when I came home from work, he had cleaned out our walk-in closet, had organized everything, put things that we didn't need, put them in bags and stuff like that. he would find things to do around the house because, like I said, he came over as with a fiance visa, so that means he couldn't work right away.
Right.
In your case, your husband, if it was through a spousal visa, he can work right away.
Yeah, those who come through spousal visa can
They have a
easily,
green
get
card.
work straight. But I had to wait for like 3 months. That is, if I ever want to work, I had to wait for about 3 months.
No,
before.
Basically you had to wait for that. Like first we had to get married.
Okay.
We had to get married in 3 months.
Okay.
And then as soon as we got married, you can decide however long when you're ready to apply for the green card. So in order to work here, you have to have a green card or a work authorization card, a work permit. So yes.
Yeah. So yeah, those are, and so that adjustment here, there, here, and there. The thing, like I always say, is be patient with each other. Under that first understanding that you come from different cultural background, things cannot always be done in your own way. You have to understand that you are now two, it's no more one, and so there have to be little adjustment. Try to meet each other in the middle. Meet each other in the middle. If you are if you insist that this must be done in your own way, it has to be done in my own way. It has to be done in my own way. Yeah, so I mean, sometimes still little disorganized. Like I said, I like this, but with calmness now I understand. So I don't complain like back then. Oh babe, I don't like this day. So now it's more, we work with more understanding right now. And also when I also sorry guys, while we were recording this video, we encountered some technical issue, and as a result of that, the last 10 minutes of the video went completely mute. We didn't know about it until I started editing the video, and then we found out that the last 10 minutes went completely mute, and there was nothing we could do about it. We just had to cut the last 10 minutes off, and we're left with the first 16-minute video, which we think extensively addressed the subject matter. Yes, the first 16 minutes extensively addressed the subject matter, even though we said a whole lot more in the last 10 minutes of the video, but it's nothing we can do. So we just have to leave you guys with the first 16 minutes video. And so guys, do watch and tell us what you think about the video on the comment section. Please don't forget to subscribe, click the notification button, and like and share the video if it resonates with you. Thank you guys for watching. Peace, love and light, y'all. See you again in the next video. Bye for now.